Hi.
What's up?
Welcome back to our channel.
I feel like I always do that, babe. I walk in and I check my hair out first. My hair's a little wild.
Are you self-conscious or are you...
I just use the camera as a mirror.
Okay. Well, look right here, not
Okay.
the screen.
Okay.
Welcome back to our channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm Ellie.
I'm Josh.
And
we vlog.
We haven't said it in so long that we're like, and we vlog.
It's been a while since we said it.
Guys, we're filming in real time right now.
So we're doing breakfast, but we wanted to share a little something with you guys. First, just a quick life update. So Mrs. Rodriguez is out of school work, which is she's a teacher. So she's in summer vacation. So we've been spending a lot of time together. And this is kind of like our daily routine. I threw the coffee,
yes.
French press.
Shout out to Elissa for giving us her French press.
Yeah.
By force, I'm just kidding. She does borrow it and then we're like, do you want it back? And she's like, I actually never use it, so.
She gave it to us, so shout out to you, we love you.
We love you, E.
And then we have hash browns in the air fryer right here.
Cooking up.
And then she'll be making some eggs for
Gourmet
yourself.
eggs.
Gourmet eggs. Seasoned eggs. Eggs with a little sprinkle of sea salt.
My eyes itchy. That's kind of what I'm eating now.
Yeah.
Cause, well, I guess I'll talk about that in another video, but I ate so much peanut butter toast that I got tired of it. And I'm like, now I need another breakfast. Oh, the mama one. I like the mama.
And this will make a lot more sense later on. Ooh.
Why?
We haven't dropped this video.
Oh! You guys shall
Sneak peek.
see. You guys shall see. But yes, we are in real time. Let's give them a little bump date. Oh my god. Guys, I'm pregnant.
She's popping.
I'm pregnant.
She's popping.
This baby is big.
Look at this. It's like a full-on basketball size, I would say.
Here. Look at that.
No, it's a little smaller than a basketball. Maybe like a soccer ball, I would say.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa said the same thing. Wait, you didn't even say what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about planning out our pregnancy and kind of what it looked like for us, and just to know when the time is right, quote unquote.
When it was right for us. We're not talking about in general or giving advice, because that is something between you, God,
and your spouse.
for your family. You know what's best for your family. But for us, because our family was quite surprised, and you guys will see all their reactions in the next video, how we came to terms with the Lord and planned our pregnancy and got to where we are now. So there's a lot of testimonies and we're gonna share with you guys.
If anyone's asking, this is what we're brewing right now. It's a gift from her co-worker. It's been fine. I haven't really been too crazy about it, but she's really liked it. So she gets what she wants in pregnancy. Done. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Not Joshua's Ellie's cooking show.
Have you seen that reel where they're like me cooking and it's like every 3 seconds you're like wetting your finger in the water?
Yeah,
like,
that's me.
Over and over again. And I saw another one that it's the paper towels. That's you.
So before marriage, we went to premarital class. And it was kind of just lay out what your dreams, what your goals were. And it's a very good class, like I really enjoyed it. So we had everything. I was already graduated from college. She was gonna finish her degree, get good jobs, buy a house. But one of those things that we put in our list was that we were gonna get pregnant when I turned 27.
And no one knew this.
So I guess no one really knew this, but it was just goals that we had set out, like me and her had talked about, and it was something that we agreed upon. And she always, it was almost like she was kind of sacrificing because she's always wanted to be a mother, and me on the other hand was like, we can wait, let's explore, let's enjoy, travel, and just kind of be set up for life.
He would constantly be like, it's not that it's not gonna happen, it's just not right now. To be honest, like, I knew what we agreed to before marriage, but something I've always wanted to talk about is, as a woman, we tend to be like, yeah, but he's gonna change his mind. But the truth is, if we came to that agreement together, then I shouldn't expect things to change all of a sudden. We had expectations, but then in my mind, I had like a separate set of expectations and hopes, and that's only gonna lead to disappointment.
So let me set you guys down.
This is better because the kitchen was chaotic. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's go.
Oh my god, you're so tall. Hold on. Look at this. There we go. I had my breakfast, but it's cooling off.
Like we were saying about the sacrificing.
Yeah. So yeah, like I just had these expectations in my head apart from what we had talked about.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I would say every couple of months, maybe 6 months to 8 months, or even to a year, and we were married for 4.5 years, I would have to like go through that in my head, like just weep before the Lord and like, man, you put this deep desire in me to be a mother, and I feel like I constantly have to like suppress it because it's not what we planned. And we're gonna share like even the way our life
unfolded. Like, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing moving to Texas was just kind of like a definitive moment in our life. We say it over and over again because it's so true. Like, that move marked our lives. Like, it's still marking our life, but I'm saying like that move kind of put everything else into perspective. And what does it look like to go after this one thing? What does that look like for our lives? What does that look like for our families, parents and brothers and sisters? But then it also, like, what does that look like for our family? Like,
and it made sense why we didn't have kids yet until this point.
Right. So we moved here, and it's like, okay, we moved here. That's perfectly fine. Cool. She'll eat. She's pregnant. She can do whatever she wants. I'm just kidding. So we move here, and it's like, okay, like everything we planned just kind of went out the window, and we were just like, okay, we have to start off from like square one, basically, again.
Yeah, like, Lord, what do you want for our life?
What do you want? Like, what does it look like?
This is what we had planned, but what's your plans? Because honestly,
honestly, we kind of sucked at our plans, I'm not gonna lie.
And we didn't consult it with him.
Yeah,
that's a whole other story.
And then the Lord asked me to go to USM, and I was like, no way, this can't happen. Like, I have a job, like that is my plan, was to have a job, be stable, buy a house, and then after we are financially stable, we'll have kids, right? USM, then the Lord asked me to quit my job. And then that's a whole nother like wrestle with the Lord. Keep in mind, in our minds, we had said when I turn 27, we'll have kids. I turned 27 last November during the USM school year, during the time that I don't have a job. So
leading up to this, in my head, again, remember, it's something I've been wrestling with the whole time. So I'm like, it's approaching the time that he's gonna turn 27. So Lord, like, do I have to lay this dream down now for longer? Or is it really still in your timing that when he has no job doing ministry school for me to get pregnant? Like, what does that look like? So in that time, again, I'm very like internal processor with the Lord. So yes, we discuss things in our marriage, but you know, as a wife, you have to have wisdom, and like there's things that you pray about versus just like throw on your husband. So in this time, like I actually wasn't expressing any of this to him. Like he was totally like,
I was totally like having the best time of my life, going after the Lord. And
a couple of very important people in my life that didn't know what was going on internally prayed for me, and it sort of was confirmation for me that I really felt like it was gonna be God's time. So then fast forward, we have a conversation on November 8th, the day after he turns 27.
Disclaimer, this is where it gets really, really swirly. So we had this conversation on November 8th, and she's just like, what are you thinking, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let's pray about it. I mean, I don't know if this is the right timing. Like, financially, we're not where we used to be. How are we gonna raise a kid without a job? And you're working, I'm doing this full time, whatever. We go through all of that. That's November 8th. November 10th, I walk into my USM class, and the teacher for that day goes on a rant, like a 45-minute rant on how you're supposed to make covenant, have babies, make covenant, have babies, make covenant. He's like, I don't know why I'm saying this, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to make covenant, have babies. Like, having babies is a superpower. This is a blessing. This is a delight from the Lord. This is a reward from the Lord. Going off, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is for me. I'm sitting in the class, I'm like, this is me. Like, you literally just, like, the Lord used a man that didn't know anything about what we were going through to legit like answer a prayer in like 48 hours.
Mind you, like 80% of the class is like single in their early 20s.
Yeah.
There's a couple of married couples, because I heard the recording. He even said like, I don't know why I am like so stuck on this, like why I keep saying this.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, it's because God was speaking to me.
Yes. And then I spoke with one of our mentors, and I just told him what had happened, and he's like, I think the Lord answered you pretty clearly, like. And I was like, I know, oh my goodness. So I sent her the message. I was like, hear this before you come home.
I'm like bawling, crying at work hearing this, because I'm like, this isn't like unreal. Like, it was so specific. Even things that he was saying was so specific to like things we were discussing and like things we went through, that I was like, this is a joke. Like, there's no way. There's
no way this is happening right now. So when she comes home, she finds out like.
So I heard the class.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I guess it's time. And so that's basically our story of how we started trying. And I don't know, maybe it could provide some peace for someone out there that is like, oh my God, what is the heck is gonna happen? Like, we just feel like the Lord is really specific and also just really timely. It's like, what good father, when you ask for bread, he'll give you a stone. So I really feel that from like the Lord saying like, if you ask him for him to speak, he's not gonna give you something else, or he's not gonna not speak, or he's gonna hold something from you. Ask him what the right timing is, and that could be so different for so many people. Like, exactly, like we're not gonna say like, oh, 3 years into marriage, or 2 years into marriage, or 4 years into marriage, like we are. Like, it's so specific, and the Lord and the Spirit, like the Holy Spirit, will guide you into all good things.
I just want to say like that I know that there's many women out there in my same position, because I've talked to a lot of women, like just that deep desire to be a mother, but like truly surrendering those desires to the Lord is key. Because I even went through a process of like almost idolizing motherhood. You know, when you're so set on something that you think that like, okay, when I get there, like I'll make it, like that, you know. But the thing is that we need to find full satisfaction in him, and just to see the way the course of our life played out, even considering the move, like it would have been so much harder, and maybe we wouldn't even have the courage to the faith to leave our family behind and leave everything we know with children, you know, because naturally you're like, oh, I want to be around what I know, what's familiar to me, this support system. It was just trusting the Lord and like a journey of surrendering that desire to the point that I'm like, Lord, like, and it sounds so dramatic, but we have to get there. Like, I'm like, if you never give me this, then I'm fully satisfied in you. Because why is my center focus just this? Like, that's not healthy, you know. And he was doing so many amazing things in the process. Like, we saw his hand in our lives. So now that he allowed this, we quickly shared that it took us 4 months. So that was even another journey, because I'm like, wait, I feel like deep down inside, like women kind of struggle with, will I ever be able to have kids? Like, I don't know why. Like, I've talked to so many women, like they're like, will I even be able to? Yeah, it took 4 months. That doesn't sound long to you, but in the process, I didn't know it would take 4 months. You know, like you think it's eternal. I've heard of people would take a year or longer, or whatever. So I wanted to briefly share on like how I would start counting the days and blah, blah, blah. And it became so toxic and unhealthy and calculating. And again, here we go back to surrender. If we're really telling the Lord, your timing is perfect, and but then we're like trying to control something that we have no control over.
We don't. I'll say this and then we can kind of wrap it up. But Larissa said a lot of girls have that desire to be a mother that comes from a good place, but then they start idolizing that. So it's like, not even, you will never be satisfied, because as soon as you get that one kid, oh no, I need to have 2 kids. Oh no, then I need to have 3 kids, and I need to post a picture about it so I can show everyone else that I'm the American family, or like this dream of, and you're still not satisfied, so you're going to continue putting your identity into something else. And I feel like what you said is like, when you surrender, I think Miller says this quote, is like, you never outgive God. So when you give him your life, he's always gonna outgive you. You're not gonna outgive God. You're not gonna give him your life and he's gonna stay like closed-handed. So we just bless you, and just have fun, guys. Joy, have fun. Because like, when it's calculated and weird, it's just not, at least for a guy's perspective, it's not fun.
That takes like a toll on your marriage too. Intimacy is supposed to be something beautiful, but if a woman's like, oh, I'm ovulating and calculating, like, then it's mechanic and it's not
and
intimate.
It's just weird. It's weird.
It comes from a good place. Like, it's a healthy desire that the Lord put in you. Trusting him in the process is like where we have to just come to terms with it.
I just want to say, like, this is our story. Like, so even like when I say it's weird to like calculate, like maybe that is something that you're going through with the Lord, that there's been long periods of trying and you have to be very specific. So we don't want to talk down, like whatever the Lord is leading you, that's what we're recommending. Hear our hearts behind our words, that it's not like we're saying it's weird. It was just weird in our marriage, and we think that some people might be wanting to control that, and it's something that you should probably give that to the Lord. That's what we're saying.
It's also an eye-opener, because obviously there's wisdom in that, in the calculation, because like scientifically things have to align in order for it to happen. I was gonna say, for the guy's perspective, it was an eye-opener that it's also not that easy. Sometimes people think that like, you could just get pregnant at any moment. It really has to be a lot of things work together in order for it to happen. But that's our story. That's how we got here. So
we'll continue with our day. We'll finish eating, because she needs to get back to eating. Thank you guys, and let us know if you have any questions in the comment section.
And keep us in prayer.
Keep us in prayer.
Keep us in prayer to finish off a healthy pregnancy. And for the Lord to keep making way, because guys, we're on a faith walk right now. We'll share more in the future. He's constantly taking us into unknown territory. We love you, and thank you for tuning in. See you in our next video, where we tell our family and friends. It's so sweet.